Protesters gathered outside Georgia's parliament building in Tbilisi on Sunday, June 29, calling for the release of activists detained during pro-European Union demonstrations held last year. Carrying photos of detainees and waving flags of Georgia, the EU, the US, and Ukraine, the demonstrators urged the government to take effective steps toward integration with the European Union. They demanded the release of individuals detained during protests that began on November 28, 2024, following Georgian Prime Minister Irakli Kobakidzi's announcement that accession talks with the EU would be suspended for 4 years. The protest also condemned the recent detention of opposition party leaders who refused to participate in an investigation by a parliamentary commission examining alleged crimes committed during former President Mikhail Saakashvili's term. Calls were made for the release of opposition figures Mamuka Kazaradze, Badri Japaridze, Zurab Japaridze, Nika Melia, Nika Gvaramia, and Georgi Vashadze, all of whom were sentenced to around 8 months in prison for not cooperating with the investigation. Former Georgian President Salome Zurabichvili also addressed the protesters, accusing the government of exerting pressure on opposition members and demonstrators. Elaine Koshtaria, a leader of the opposition DROA party, and former MP Gedevan Popkadze, began a hunger strike near the parliament entrance demanding the release of detained protesters. Demonstrations erupted in Georgia after Prime Minister Kobakidze announced in November 2024 that EU accession talks would be suspended for 4 years. The EU, the US, former President Salome Zurabichvili, and opposition parties rejected the results of the October 26, 2024 parliamentary elections won by the ruling Georgian Dream Party and criticized the suspension of EU negotiations. The Georgian government accused pro-Western forces, including Zurabichvili and opposition leaders, of attempting to overthrow the government through street protests. In response, the US and some European countries imposed sanctions on Georgian officials. Kobakidze has stated that a reset in US-Georgia relations would be possible under a future administration led by Donald Trump.